200 likes. I want to say a big thank you to everybody that has decided to jump on board the Matt Talks Back Facebook page. It's going to have a whole bunch of content on it coming up very, very soon. And that's actually why we're here today. First of all, a big thank you, like I said, to everybody that has gone over and liked the Facebook page, Matt Talks Back. That is going to be the home base where I put all the videos, all the content, all the interviews that we're going to be doing right here on this podcast. So a big thank you to everybody that's already liked that. I actually spent a little bit of Facebook money on an advertisement for that just to see what that would do. Facebook gave me a free $20, so I gave it a go. Big thank you to you if you saw that ad and have liked this page because of it. Now, some people have been asking me, so what is this podcast all about? What exactly are you going to be doing here? Is it like your old radio show? Are you going to be playing music? What is the content going to be exactly? We're going to have some fun here. Matt Talks Back, the podcast, is actually a platform for discussion on anything that affects us or holds interest for people that live right here in Prince George and in the north as well. It's a platform with little or no rules, with no time constraints, and no constraints on things that we can discuss either. A few podcasts that I'm actually working on right at this very moment. February the 21st, of course, is the first podcast. That is when we have the crew from Grasshopper Retail coming down. Joe, Sandy, Derek, they're all going to be here in studio. They're going to tell the whole story of legalization and what it took for them to get their show up and running. If you've been thinking about possibly getting into that industry yourself, you never know. Might work for you. So we'll tell you exactly what it took for them to get their shop up and running and just how things have been going for them so far. On top of that, we're also going to check out some products. We're going to talk about the industry, the future of the industry, where it's going. We're also going to see some accessories that they have as well, and we're going to take some of your questions too. Now, also, we're going to take on the downtown parking issue. You may remember a few months back, I was very frustrated when I got a ticket downtown that was not deserving. When I posted my frustrations online, I heard from so many people that were having the exact same problems, but their stories were so much worse than mine was. Mine was mostly an inconvenience. The stories I heard, some of them were absolutely heartbreaking. So we're going to dive into that issue in this podcast as well. Also, Caked by Katie. You may have seen her posts on Instagram and on Facebook. She has agreed to come on the podcast here sometime in the coming months and see if I have any talents at decorating cakes. I don't think I do, but it should be fun to test that out anyway. I'm also going to start a series of Where Are They Now, which is where we're going to invite former DJs that have worked here in the city on our radio stations, ones that I've worked with in the past, and see what they're up to. Some of them still working in radio. They've gone on to bigger cities, better stations, things like that. Some of them got out of the business completely. We will have some great conversations with them and talk about some old times there too. Also going to catch up with some of the old bands that I used to support when I was working in radio as well. As a matter of fact, you remember Chrome? Krome? Yeah, well, their lead singer, Sean Meehan, is currently working on the intro music, the theme music for Matt Talks Back. So you'll be hearing that coming up very soon as well. Lots of the old bands that I used to support, they'll be coming on the show too. And anything else that pops up. If you know somebody that has a great story, if you know somebody that is maybe going through some controversy right now or fighting some kind of crazy fight, you know what? I'd love to have them on the show. I'd love to give them a platform. You can email me, porteuspodcast@gmail.com. You can also message me right through the website. I've already had a few of those come through. Thank you very much to everybody that's reached out. And coming up very soon, we're going to have a whole bunch of content coming your way. February 21st is podcast number 1 on Matt Talks Back, the podcast. Episode number 1 will be the crew from Grasshopper Retail. Joe and Sandy and Derek will be here. Make sure you tune in. I will have the video posted here on the Facebook page as soon as it's finished. So make sure you stop by and check it out. Thank you very much again, and make sure you tune in to Matt Talks Back, the podcast, coming up this month.